Hillary Clinton's campaign is bragging this week that they got Republican endorsements. So The Hill reports, during a Thursday conference call with reporters, Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta announced the new endorsements, including former GOP administration officials, former lawmakers, and prominent Republicans in battleground states. It's only the latest effort from the campaign to tout support among Republicans and independents who oppose the GOP nominee Donald Trump. Thursday's endorsements include former officials in the Ford, Reagan, and George W. Bush administrations. One of them said the following, quote, "I was proud to be selected as part of the Reagan Revolution, to work with President Reagan, and to be a Republican my entire adult life. But when it comes to this election, I have to put my country ahead of my party, and that means voting for Hillary Clinton." So, there were a total of 40 endorsements that they bragged about. Now, apparently, when they launched one of these goofy groups like Republicans for Hillary, effectively, I don't know what the actual name is, but that's what it is. They had 50 Republican endorsements that they were proud to get. I know that, for example, some Republican congressman in my state, New York, decided to endorse Hillary Clinton. And understand, so one of the reasons why this stuff happens is that you have a lot of Republicans from Democratic states who understand that Donald Trump isn't crazy popular in those states. So it's almost like it's a sheer political calculation in some respects and in some instances where they say, oh, I have a better chance of getting reelected if I actually endorse Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump. That's some of it. But the other aspect to it, and this is why somebody like myself and many other progressives and liberals who are part of the base of the Democratic Party, the reason why we don't like it is it's a well-known fact in U.S. politics to anybody who covers it closely that when Republicans endorse Democrats, it's not because they want to do your ideas. It's because you want to do their ideas. You understand that? So with Hillary Clinton, a lot of these people look at her and they go, let's see, voted for the Iraq War? Check. I supported that too. Voted for the Patriot Act? Check. I supported that too. Was in favor of NAFTA? Check. I supported that too. Was in favor of deregulation? Check. I supported that too. Overall is fairly hawkish, just like me. And most importantly, is willing to play ball with the donors, largely the same donors that these Republicans have. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the Democratic donors, yes, are less scary than the Republican donors. So, for example, when you talk about lawyers and teachers and unions, they're less scary special interests. I don't think there should be any money in politics, so I'd get rid of their ability to lobby too, but they're less scary special interests. The Republicans, are more in bed with ExxonMobil and Big Oil, but they do share Wall Street friends. And when the establishment declares, hey, we're lining up behind this one, many Republicans follow suit because the Republican Party is just a total front for corporate America. I mean, Bill Maher said it best. You have this party that's like Civil War reenactors and flat earthers and religious lunatics mixed in with just a total front for Wall Street and corporations and whatever they want done. They lead the corporatocracy. So when the people who are in, business and on Wall Street and in finance, when they turn around and say, yeah, we're going behind Hillary Clinton, many of these Republicans are like, okay, great, no problem. So my whole thing is I want a Democratic candidate that Republicans, establishment Republicans, I should be clear, not your run-of-the-mill average Joe Republican, but establishment Republicans fear. They feared Bernie Sanders. If it came down to it and it was Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump, I think they all would have lined up behind Donald Trump. Because they would have said, hey, with him, there's a chance that he's a wild card, but there's a chance that he's super establishment and he'll just listen to us. With Bernie Sanders, he's going to do right by the American people. He's going to fight to get Medicare for all. He's going to fight to get universal education. He's going to fight to end the wars and stop the military-industrial complex. He's going to fight to raise taxes on the super rich. This is a guy who they look at, they go, we can't fucking control him. He's FDR 2.0, anything but that. So I want a Democratic candidate who unapologetically stands up for social democracy and wants to make us like the other modern nations. With Hillary Clinton, they look at her and they go, kind of business as usual. So that's upsetting to me. You know, I know it's weird because there's a lot of Hillary supporters who, or just some people on the left in general, who get mad at me whenever I do these stories and they act like, come on, Kyle, isn't the whole idea to get as many votes as possible? Like, okay, so she has Republican votes. Good. No, again, my response to that is what the establishment Democratic Party has done is they've said, we're so open-minded and we're so tolerant and we have such a big tent that we will allow the other party into our big tent and we'll implement their philosophy for them. Well, at that point, there is no point to the Democratic Party. You're so open-minded and tolerant and you have such a big tent that you just do what your opposition wants. Classic liberal mistake of refusing to take your own side in a fight. Well, no, I'm gonna take the liberal side in a fight. I'm gonna unapologetically stand up for liberal values and liberal principles and liberal policy goals. And I want somebody to be the head of the Democratic Party and to be the head of the country, to be the president who does the same. But we don't have somebody like that, which is why so many Republicans are comfortable enough with her, where they say, okay, we'll go with her. And also, don't get me wrong, so some people say, well, it's also because the fucking guy on the other side is an absolute lunatic. Sure, there's an element of that there as well. No doubt about it. Some of these Republicans go, no, he really is like unhinged, and I really don't trust him with the nuclear launch codes and this and that. And I get it, and I agree with that, but that's such a low bar to me. It is, because it's like, okay, he's the worst of the worst, but she still supported nearly every intervention conceivable. But hey, at least that's not nuclear annihilation, so I guess we go with her. I'd like an option, and I'd like a party that is just totally on the side of what the progressive base wants. And we've been abandoned and slapped in the face more than anybody can imagine. And it's time to change. It's time to fight back. Nobody should be touting these endorsements. You should be embarrassed if you're a Hillary supporter. And, you know, we heard that George H.W. Bush is supporting her. We heard that neocons from the Bush administration are supporting her. You should look at that and go, damn, what am I doing wrong?